Good morning. This is the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. My name is Dave Burney.
I'm Brent Apperson. Good morning.
7:34, 37 degrees outside here at Broken Bow. We've got guests coming in this morning. Custer Federal Savings and Loan. It's actually printed out correctly.
No, you were right. It's Custer Federal State Bank. Now,
yeah.
Yes, you're right.
We got to get that changed.
That's all right. Don't doubt yourself. You were right the first time. Yeah.
Custer Federal State Bank.
Yes, sir.
Formerly Custer Federal Savings and Loan.
It was at one time, yes.
Designs of Distinction. The hospital folks, we're going to be visiting with Mandy and Veronica via phone today, and also talking about the Tiffany Theater. That's all coming up, plus some other goodies as well.
All right.
How old are you?
How old am I?
Yeah.
Well, okay, I'll say 49.
49. Let me look that up.
Look it up. What are you talking about?
This is for folks out there listening, and you, and me.
Okay.
The age our brain power peaks.
Oh, I can't wait to hear this story.
New science has pinpointed the age that when we're at our smartest.
Oh.
German researchers have determined our brain power peaks at age 35.
Oh.
They analyzed more than 100 years of professional chess matches to plot out when the average human brain is at its best. They say it keeps humming at a peak capacity for about a decade, and it starts declining at about 45.
Okay, well, I can attest to that.
I can too. I'm way declining. I can't tell the difference between Custer Federal
You know what?
Station.
That is some research that I can get behind because, yeah, I believe that, at least in my own life.
Yes, me too. A lot of people out there going, yeah, what did I go to the refrigerator for? I can't remember.
Oh, man, yeah. Have you done this? You're in the shower, and all of a sudden you're like, okay, my hair's wet, but did I wash it? Did I put shampoo in it? I can't remember.
I'll just do it again.
That's terrible.
Also, this is, and this is serious, this is Bra Day USA. And this is in conjunction with breast cancer. This is Breast Cancer Month for October. The BRA stands for Breast Reconstruction Awareness, supporting breast cancer survivors and women who have undergone mastectomies or lump removals. And that is being highlighted on KCNI, KBBN as this is Breast Cancer Month. And it's getting better and better, more and more research, more and more successful treatments, but still a long ways to go. And so continue to listen to our stations. Throughout the month of October, we have tips that are brought to you by many great businesses.
And I'm going to guess that will be one of the main topics that Veronica and Mandy talk about today when we visit with them.
At least a good portion of it, yeah. And we'll probably ask also about their situation as far as COVID goes, and Veronica is always very open and helpful there. So that's going to be interesting. That's going to be later on in our show today about after the weather and news at 8.
Yes.
At 8 o'clock.
Yeah. Central Time.
Yeah. Is it Central Time still?
I think so. Hey, when do we move our clocks? Is that coming up?
That's not till the first part of until October's over, I don't think.
Oh. Well, October's almost over.
It's almost over. Oh. Yeah, then we're going to walk out the door from work, and it's going to be dark, and then we're going to say, well, I can't do what I plan to do. It's too dark.
Yeah.
But all of those things we've been going to do have been sitting there during all of this light.
Good point. Now, I'm afraid to ask this. What's the snow thing this weekend?
Yeah.
Do we know? I mean, are we going to get hammered?
Well, 50-50 chance. I don't know about hammered, but snow.
Well, yeah, I know we're probably going to see snow. I'm wondering about the amount.
I don't know. I haven't seen any models on that yet.
Okay.
But, yeah, very good chance. And first part of next week, we will have lows going down into 10 and 12 degrees.
Wonderful.
At night. Yeah.
I ain't ready for that.
Oh, no one is. It's such a nice fall as far as comfort goes. 60 yesterday. It was awful windy. This wind's been kind of nasty lately.
Yeah.
Still causing problems out in fire areas in Colorado, and don't know so much about California, but Colorado is burning up right now, and the winds were back up yesterday. So if you have friends and relatives out there, keep your eye on that. Also, this is National Reptile Awareness Day.
Oh, wonderful.
I know how much you love snakes.
Yeah.
Yesterday I read an article that I wasn't going to bring forward, but since this is National Reptile Awareness Day, I probably should. You ever think about reaching into a bass mouth when you've caught a big old bass to get the hook out?
Well, yeah, I guess. Yeah, don't tell. Oh, I know where this is going. Yeah.
They will eat small snakes.
Oh, wonderful.
And a gentleman reached in to get the hook out of the bass and got bit by a snake. Fortunately, it was not poisonous.
Well, that's good.
So when you go bass fishing, look down their throat before you do any surgery.
Okay.
Okay?
All right.
Ask most people about the only reptile awareness they care about is knowing whether there's a snake in their sleeping bag. I've had that happen before in my life.
I haven't been able to sleep well. I don't know if you know, I've switched to the, for my lunchtime, I've switched to the Rifleman.
Oh,
I'm
boy.
watching old Rifleman shows. And the other day, Lucas McCain curled up in his sleeping bag or whatever, and Rattler inside. And the whole episode was Lucas just laying there sweating and not moving until they finally got the snake out. Man, I didn't sleep that night.
He didn't get bit, did he?
I didn't like that episode. No, he was okay.
Okay. And his son's name again is?
Mark.
Mark.
Yeah.
I think Mark.
And Micah the sheriff.
Yeah, I like Micah. He's played sheriff's parts in a lot of different things. But,
yeah, he was in a lot of old westerns.
Yeah.
Television and movies.
But Mark, he's a cute kid. I like him. I think he might be a little dependent on his dad.
Yeah.
A little over-dependent on him.
Well, in the episode I watched yesterday, his dad came to the rescue again.
I know.
Him and his little girlfriend were out looking for arrowheads, and they got into some quicksand.
Oh.
That was a tense one, too.
How did the rifleman get them out? Did he just shoot them out?
No, no. He grabbed his rope, and then he had a guy there helping him. And so they tied the rope around Lucas, and Lucas went out. Now, what I liked was as Lucas went toward the quicksand, there was no tension on the rope. And I was like, the guy holding the rope, you need to put a little tension on the rope here. Come on now. We're trying to get you don't want Lucas to get into the quicksand and start sinking.
That prop did not work.
No, I caught that.
That's one thing about the old westerns. And by the way, Trish is here from Designs of Distinction. I want to get the guest going there. How you doing, Trish?
I'm good.
Good. You ever notice on the old westerns like that, when the horse pulls up and there's a campfire, the background doesn't look very real sometimes, and it sounds like there's an echo in the studio once in a while.
Yes.
I just want to know, is there really quicksand, and do we have any out here?
Huh, good question. I don't know.
I don't either. I thought about that, remember? Because that was the big thing in all the westerns.
Oh, yeah.
Somebody eventually wound up in quicksand.
In quicksand, that's right.
And I was just curious, with all our sand in the sand hills, I wonder if we have quicksand out here.
I think the quicksand you usually saw in the movies was mixed with water, or
Yeah,
but up in the sandhills, I guess you could, because you have the water levels pretty close to the ground, top of the ground. I don't know. We could probably go out and do a little westerns out there.
Well, if I'm the one pulling you out of the quicksand, whoever has the rope on me, I want them to have some tension on that thing and actually hang on to me.
Well, as close as I've been to Eddie Cow's was yesterday. There was one loose on the Galloway Road.
Oh.
Yeah, so as I was coming up the hill, I noticed a guy on a horse and a guy on a four-wheeler and a dog and a cow that looked like he shouldn't be that close to the road.
Yeah.
So I just stopped, put on my four-way flashers, and I'm like, I'm just going to watch.
Wait. Yeah, watch them rodeo.
I'm just going to watch and see where this cow goes.
Wow. We got off on a band.
Yeah, sorry about
That's
that.
okay, because it was originally celebrating National Reptile Day.
Oh, yeah, I don't like those either.
If you Google, you'll find at least 10,000 different species of reptiles. And by the way, a reptile just isn't a snake or a lizard.
No.
It's any cold-blooded creature that has scales and lays eggs. So technically not your boss.
All right, thank you for
Well,
clarifying that.
pretty good on the not laying eggs part.
Yeah. Well, sometimes you lay an egg just with the expression, oh, I laid an egg. Want to play the game real quick?
Sure, let's do.
Okay.
October is dessert month.
Ooh.
So here's your question for today. This dessert takes its name from the French word for froth or foam. It also shares its name with a hairstyling product.
Oh, you know about that, Brent.
Stop it. I have none in my hair today. I just want everyone to know.
Mine today. It's wild.
Here are your choices. Are we talking about mousse, marjoram, I don't know, Mont Blanc, or marigold? I think the only one I know how to pronounce out of this list is mousse. This dessert takes its name from the French word for froth or foam. It also shares its name with a hairstyling product. Are we talking about mousse, marjoram, Mont Blanc, or marigold? If you know, call us at 872-2801.
It's Big Pig Day.
It is.
So give us a call, 872-2801.
Ben is in a sticky situation.
I got so excited for my fresh-baked Runza cinnamon rolls that I forgot to grab a napkin.
Now you got cinnamon roll fingers, and they're so ooey.
And gooey. I can't grab a spoon to dig into my delicious homemade chili.
Maybe you should call for help?
Oh, I'll call my mom. Oh, I've ruined my phone.
Worth it, though. Come get Runza's homemade chili, fresh-baked cinnamon rolls, and a napkin today. Because Runza makes it all better.
Remember, today is Pigs in a Blanket Day.
7:46, no call. Check with us tomorrow. We'll play that again.
Okay, sounds
Try
good.
that one tomorrow. Trish,
Hey.
how's the curtain business? By the way, my wife will be down to see you today. She's picked out the cloth.
Oh, good. Okay, cool. Yeah, I was going to swing by yesterday on my walk, but I've.
Oh, that's all right. She'll stop down. I think her and Oliver are coming down.
Oh, I heard Oliver wasn't happy when she said she might be changing out the window treatments downstairs.
Yeah.
He likes what's there.
Yeah,
so he might
it's
be
the only thing
working
he's
with us.
known. That's kind of what we're.
He's not big into changes.
No,
huh?
we don't like change, and I'm with him, but I don't think the battle will be won by yours truly. So we're moving forward. So she'll be down, and
Well, it
that's
looks like the bathroom's just beautiful.
yeah.
Great flooring.
Yeah.
Nice.
If we ever get that tub and toilet back in there, we're going to feel like we're in a hotel. It's going to be great.
That's always the fun part.
Yeah. Well, everybody's been good. Now, that kind of leads me to the beginning of our conversation. You're out a lot, and so the best way to contact you and set up a time to visit or make sure that you're going to be able to get together is a phone call first, I think.
Absolutely. Yep, it is. It's that 308-870-3677. Give me a call. And because it's, since it is just me, and I try to get things installed and all as soon as I get them in. So my Wednesdays, Thursdays, and Fridays sometime, because we had a lag on some products. So as soon as things come in, I like to be able to get out and get them in. So,
Okay. So that's where you start, a phone call.
Yep,
And
phone
then-
call, and you can just stop in if you see my Suburban has my name on the side of it. Then I'm usually in there unless I'm at Dr. Clark's or
Visiting one of your
and I
neighbors.
kind of walk out. And sometimes I leave the door open, and I have been startled when I walk back in.
Someone's there.
Like, oh, hello.
Well, you're out and about a lot, but you can be reached by phone, and you have the shop that you're in
Yep.
a few days a week, couple
Yep.
days a week.
Try to be.
Yep.
Yeah, I'm working on a 10-foot, a little over 10-foot cornice right now, so that's on the work table. It's very big.
What's a cornice?
It is an upholstered. I use a pressed polyester for the face of it, but some people use wood. I've known of people that have you tried to use cardboard? It doesn't work so well. Yeah, it's upholstered. So you think of a chair the way it's nice and tight and upholstered. So it takes less fabric, but it's higher in labor.
Okay.
So, and then it just goes out. It looks like a kind of a half of a box, if you think about it.
And what's the purpose for it?
Just covers like a valance would be
Oh,
over
okay.
a window.
Oh, gotcha. All right. Really
So
looks
this
pretty
is-
elegant, I bet.
Yeah, that's kind of neat. Put trim in it and on it, I should say. And yeah, again, this one's kind of free formed as far as the way it's two fabrics put together. So, yeah.
Are you still okay with those useless things you put on your bed?
Oh, the Scaldinos.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The what?
It's called a Scaldino.
called a
I assume I know what it is, but the name
piece
I
of
don't
cloth
know.
at the end of the bed.
Oh,
And
at the foot of it.
Right, the
Okay,
foot of the
sure.
bed.
All right.
It was used years ago to keep your feet warm because it added extra layers at the foot of the bed. But the reason hotels use them is to keep people from putting their feet on the bed when they first get into a room or putting luggage up on the end of a bed.
Oh, that's why.
with especially the ones with the wheels now, and you have all that dirt on the wheels. So that's why most people or most hotels use them.
And it's kind of a
For that
decorative
Oh,
thing, too.
I'd like to apologize to hotels because that doesn't work with me. The first
just
thing I
take 'em
did,
off, don't you?
exactly, I still hop up with my
Well, the other
dirty
thing
shoes on.
you have that, what's it called again?
Scaldino.
Scaldino on your feet. You feel like you're trapped, that you can't get out of bed, and you start having bad nightmares.
Well, they're usually not tucked in. They're just loose and laying there. They're, like 18, 20 some inches wide and just like a big throw. Like, think of a runner on the top of a table. Same thing, just
Yeah, it's
across the foot of
it's
the
on a
bed.
bed, But they're very popular, and I'm sure that
Yes.
that's something that you could address.
It's a neat little decorating thing because you can have a very neutral bedding kind of thing and have that with flowers or checks or prints, any
Mat.
kind of print, and then have the pillows and shams and maybe the dust skirt.
Kind of fits everything together.
So
Okay.
it's an easy fix.
All right. Well, we'll leave that subject. We're going to agree to disagree on that one.
Okay, good.
Let's move on into the really, I know you do small upholstery, you do those sorts of things we're talking about. In Joan's case, we have some wood shutters that have a cloth
Fabric
insert,
insert. Yep.
and those sorts of things. But your main crux of what you do is make
Is
the windows.
The blinds and shades.
Yeah.
Yep, they're the big ones, and one company has put on a second shift now, so they are saying that they're going to get the solar and the roller shades because they've just taken off in just amazing ways. That they're doing a 7 to 10 day turnaround. Which is great if they can keep the components in, and they're still having some lags in some of the different components. So, but they're getting pretty much back to normal as far as getting things processed and out. I've had wood blinds running about 2 weeks, and
It's pretty good.
so I'm cellular shades just about the same. So
These days, anything you order, if it comes within 2 weeks, you're doing pretty well.
I know.
Yeah.
It is. It's been a little crazy, but, thankfully it's kind of loosened up a little bit. We'll see how it goes. But right now, you're not seeing the big companies shutting down
Good.
right now.
Good.
But
That
we-
leaves material and product for you to put up.
Yep.
The way to start is get an estimate, and I know folks may be reluctant to do that, thinking, well, that's going to commit me. But really, it's just the starting point, and you do it as part of the service.
Yes. And same way with my installations. I mean, it's just, I get every time I send out a quote, I'd say probably 50% of the people call, if I fail to say, this price includes everything, is, they say, okay, how much to put them up? Well, just double the price now.
Yeah.
It's not right.
Well,
That's just wrong.
there it is, but there's kind of some businesses that do that. You know, they make their money on doubling the labor over the product, and you don't do that.
No, it's everything I order in. It's anything I make or, go out to put up curtains, and that's all included.
Good.
So.
All right.
Yeah.
So you do commercial as well. Let's remind folks that you not just homes, churches, business buildings, anything's got a window.
Anything that has a window, and I can get to it, and I have access to scaffolding, so.
Okay. Crazy woman.
And ladders.
Ladders. Oh.
Lots of ladders.
Yeah. I know how you feel about your tools. They're very special to
they
you.
are.
But the ladder, I wish they had something, you could have something that was a platform that was really lightweight and electric that could lift you up where you'd have a
That
floor
would
to
be
stand
really
on.
nice, like one of those little remote control carts that have the
Yeah.
scissor lift.
Yeah,
Those would be amazing, but I don't have storage for that. That would mean I'd have to have a trailer, and
Yeah, then it
that
would-
would send Spencer over the edge. He'd be so happy that I'd need to say, "Hey, honey, let's go buy a trailer." Not happening.
You could even go around town in it. Just kind of buzz around town. Go to the grocery store, and
I
something's on the top shelf, just lift your
and have
way up there and
have
We're
drapes
talking
hanging
really
from
portable.
yeah,
some drapes around it.
yeah.
Okay, we're starting to sound like a float now.
Well, it kind of would be. It would be like a promotional tool and an installation tool, right?
It would be a write-off. We'd be all good.
Good. So what is that phone number they can reach you at again?
At 308-870-3677.
Located right across from Bow Family
Family
Flooring,
Flooring.
Right next to
Clark
Dental.
And Central IT.
Mark next door.
And an empty building across the street where
Right.
the outfitter was. I missed them.
I know.
I miss the outfitter.
We miss them a
Yep,
lot.
They were,
Yeah.
That was a great store.
So that's where they find you. You have a Facebook activity
I do
going on
have
too.
Facebook. I'm not really good. Facebook has not been. I think Facebook needs to take a break
I'm
from
with you.
life right now.
Yes, we know what you're talking about.
Yeah. If I see one more copy and paste, I think I'm gonna.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I really have gotten bad ever since COVID started. I've kind of weaned off of Facebook a little bit.
Okay.
Yeah.
Best way is to call you, talk to
Yeah.
you, meet you face to face.
Exactly.
That's the way we like to do business around
I've
here
had
anyway.
people come up in grocery stores and go, "I know you," and I'm like, "Okay, I hear you on the radio." I'm like, good to know.
That's
good.
So
Yeah.
that
That's
is the
good.
best thing. I just love when people, and it's been a lot of years.
It has. It's gone a while, hasn't it?
I've been here, 8 years.
Wow.
I know. And,
No, you look younger than when you got
I
here.
know.
Oh.
Yeah. He's really good at this, isn't he?
He can be.
Thanks.
I was going to compliment her
Thank
on how turquoise looks so wonderful on Trish. I think it looks
Thank
great.
you. I
Turquoise
like
is
the
kind of your
bright
color,
colors.
isn't it?
I like the brighter colors.
Yeah.
I'm, the hot pinks and
Yeah.
all those fun things.
What are you looking at?
I was just.
You're looking at me. Why?
Well, I just was checking. From your angle, does it look like he has goop in his hair or not?
He said he didn't
Okay,
today.
all
I'm
right.
going to go with it. Looks fluffy. It's good.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
See, these days you can embellish or not exactly tell the truth.
I did spray it though. I'm not ashamed to say that. It's not goop. Spray is not goop.
You sprayed it?
Yes, I put a little, not much. I just
It's
and then
like
walk out the door
a
because
dry
it holds it in place.
I think it worked.
I heard that. I don't think it worked.
You two are bad.
Well, of course it didn't work. I've been working here with you for the last half hour. I've been pulling my hair out, and it's stayed that way.
See?
Ouch. Oh. Here we go. Thanks, Trish.
Have a good day, guys.
We'll take a quick time out, and we'll catch some news for you next.
Is pain keeping you from doing what you love? If your neck, shoulders, back, or knees are preventing you from feeling your best, it's time to take action. Whether you've had it for years or it's due to a recent injury, you don't have to live with the pain. Pearson Physical Therapy of Broken Bow offers personalized treatments and flexible appointments that work around your busy schedule. Call Pearson Physical Therapy at 872-5800 or visit us on the web at pearsonpt.com. The treatment you need, the care you deserve.
At Barney Health Mart, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, they're celebrating the first Husker game with new Husker decor, including garden and large house flags. They have awesome decorative mailbox covers, too. How about a football napkin holder with some Nebraska napkins? To make it even sweeter, these Husker items and many more are 20% off this week. The Big Red will be back this Saturday. Cheer them on with savings from Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Go, go, go!
On KCNI, KPBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. President Trump is focusing on swing states ahead of the November election. He held a rally last night in Erie, Pennsylvania.
You know, we want normal life.
His opponent got help from former President Obama.
Joe Biden needs your vote.
He spent the last several months urging Biden supporters to register to vote and is expected to make several in-person appearances in the closing days of the campaign.
CBS's Ed O'Keefe. About 30 inmates have died of COVID at San Quentin. KPIX TV's Betty Yu.
The state appeals court in San Francisco said that those in charge of prisoners acted with deliberate indifference to their health. Now they must reduce the population by 50%, either through release or transfer.
In Afghanistan, at least 15 people, most of them elderly, have been trampled to death in a stampede at a soccer stadium where a crowd waited to get visas to enter Pakistan. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
Gavin Higgins with you, and here is a look at state news. 2 men accused in the killings of 2 people during a violent home invasion robbery in Lincoln last year have entered pleas to reduce charges in the case. Jesse Foster, 23 years old, and Sylvester LeBlanc Jr., 26 years old, both pleaded guilty to conspiracy to commit burglary. Both had previously been charged with first-degree murder in the July 2019 deaths of 34-year-old Audrey Craig and 26-year-old Martin Green. Police have said that Craig was found shot to death in her home following a break-in there by several men. Minutes later, Green was dropped off at a hospital with a gunshot wound and later died. Police said Green was among those who forced their way into Craig's home and that Craig fatally shot Green. Foster and LeBlanc are set to be sentenced in February. 2 other men remain charged with first-degree murder in the case: Green's brother, Charles Gresham III, 20 years old of Omaha, and Reuben Thomas, 30 years old of Lincoln. If convicted, they face mandatory life sentences. Temperatures across the Panhandle will be taking a dive at the end of the week. The National Weather Service office in Cheyenne says a cold air mass will move over the region Friday. Highs for Friday, Sunday, and Monday are forecasted to be in the lower 30s as a result. Saturday's temperatures may reach the 40s. According to the National Weather Service, precipitation is also possible off and on from Saturday to Monday. It could be snow or a wintry mix depending on the temperatures. Forecasters say it is still too early to tell how much snow is in the forecast and in what areas. The forecast precipitation is a welcome sight for the region as drought conditions have plagued the Panhandle over the past couple of months. They did say the mountains in southeastern Wyoming could see 10 inches of snow or more. Officials will post forecast totals for the region once they can confidently predict them.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Eddie Garcia.
Game 1 of the World Series goes to the Dodgers.
The Dodgers with their first runner in scoring position. And Bellinger with a fly ball to right field. On its way, gone, a home run. And the Dodgers take a 2-0 lead.
AM 570 LA Sports on the call. Cody Bellinger's 2-run homer in the 4th gave LA a 2-0 lead. They would never trail in the game en route to an 8-3 win over the Rays. Mookie Betts hit a solo home run. Max Muncy drove in a pair of runs. All in support of starter Clayton Kershaw, who gets the win with 6 strong innings. He allowed 1 run on 2 hits with 8 strikeouts. Tampa Bay starter Tyler Glasnow took the loss. He allowed 6 earned in 4 1/3 innings of work. He had 8 strikeouts and 6 walks. LA leads the series 1-0. Game 2 is Wednesday, 8 Eastern. It's on Fox. NFL news: Dolphins' #1 draft pick Tua Tagovailoa will take over as starting quarterback when Miami faces the Rams in week number 8. The Dolphins have a bye this week. NBA news: the Indiana Pacers have hired Raptors assistant Nick Bjorkgren as their new head coach.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, look for partly sunny skies, those high temperatures working up into the upper 50s. Winds becoming breezy, turning to the south. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, a chance for some late-night showers, a low of 40. For the day on Thursday, cloudy skies to start. Could see some partial sunshine into the afternoon, mid-50s for high temperatures. And for your Friday, we're back into the upper 30s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Let the gifting start with Kohl's lowest prices of the season. Prices so low, no coupons needed. Get Sonoma tops for her, only $7.99. Shoes for the family are $29.99 and under. And save on Toastmaster small appliances, just $9.99. Plus, get a little more for your wallet with Kohl's Cash. Plus, fast and free store pickup. It's the lowest prices of the season, Wednesday through Sunday at Kohl's and Kohl's.com. Select styles. See store or Kohl's.com for details.
This is time that matters, a window of time to help protect the ones you love. Your preteen benefits from staying up to date with their well visits. This is your window of protection. Schedule their well visit now. Brought to you by Merck.
Hi, I'm Bruce Fabrizio, inventor of Simple Green, the iconic cleaning formula known around the globe. Try a Simple Green product today, and if you're not 100% satisfied, I'll refund your money. Visit us at simplegreen.com. Simple Green.
It is 8:05 and it's 36 degrees outside now. We're going backwards here in temperature, which is sometimes the case. We have lots of clouds up there, but there is some blue sky appearing now. Winds out of the east-northeast, 2 to 5 miles an hour. Barometric pressure back on the rise now. It had been falling. Now it's at 30.08. Humidity at 90%. High yesterday really turned off. Not too bad mid-afternoon, 60 for a high yesterday, awful windy. An overnight low of 38, but we're at 36 now. Sunset today at 6:49, sunrise tomorrow morning at 6:48, 26 hundredths precipitation measured all of this month. So again, real dry out there. That bit of snow we had really helped, but it's still pretty brittle. Brent and Dave with you here on The Breakfast Show. We're going to be visiting with Mandy and Veronica at the Jenny M. Melham Hospital in just a little bit. But before we do that, we want to talk movies and see if we can give away a ticket to the Tiffany Theater. Now, the Tiffany invites you to come in anytime to their movies. They also will sell you popcorn during the movies, even if you're not at the movie. Drop by and pick up a big old bucket of popcorn. They'll be willing to sell you any concessions they have as well. What do they have going on right now, Brent?
Well, we'll kind of share with you what they're still going to be showing tonight and tomorrow. Of course, with Hollywood still kind of in a freeze right now as far as releasing a lot of the new movies that were supposed to come out last summer. The Tiffany Theater is going back and pulling out some old classics and showing them for you on the big screen. And tonight and tomorrow, there's still a chance to catch the animated film Nightmare Before Christmas. Okay. That'll be showing tonight and tomorrow. And also, It.
Yeah.
Based on the Stephen King novel, Pennywise the Clown, and something with a balloon. I don't know. I haven't seen it, but I don't know if I want to. It's scary.
Halloween.
Yes. Yeah, they are bringing some stuff back around the Halloween season, so check out It. And it's probably easier to watch now, right? If you've seen it before. Mm-hmm. If you've seen it, you know what's coming. Maybe you'll enjoy it more now.
Well, you know where the scary parts are.
Yeah, there you go. So check it out at the Tiffany Theater in Broken Bow. Those two will be showing yet tonight and tomorrow. Also, the faith-based film Heaven is still showing. That'll be tonight and tomorrow and continue through the weekend into the early part of next week. And then some of the new arrivals and some more classics that they're bringing back to show on the big screen. The animated film Hotel Transylvania.
Oh, that's a good one.
With Adam Sandler, I think, voices Dracula, and Kevin James, I think, voices Frankenstein. So, yeah, it's a fun family animated film, and they're bringing it back so you can take the kids and enjoy it as a family again on the big screen, thanks to the Tiffany Theater. And also we want to give a shout-out to Broken Bow E-Free Church going into the weekend into next week. They're going to be the movie sponsor who will be sponsoring some of those classic movies. And let's see, what else do we have coming up? Oh, if you're a child of the 80s, like I was, and am, I guess. You might remember this one, The Lost Boys.
Oh, yeah.
Kiefer Sutherland was one of the big stars in it. Let's see, Corey Feldman, Corey Haim. If you remember them, they were big stars in the 80s. And so, yeah, it's kind of a fun, campy vampire flick. The Lost Boys, you can catch it on the big screen thanks to the Tiffany Theater in Broken Bow. That'll be showing Friday and Saturday, also Sunday and into next week. And they will continue, as we mentioned, the movie Heaven. That'll keep showing into the weekend and into next week as well. Some things coming up, Hocus Pocus. That's I think Bette Midler was in that, right? With kind of a fun Disney-type film with Bette Midler, and I can't remember who else. But anyway, that's coming back. Also, you can stay with the Hotel Transylvania theme, Part 2.
Oh.
The second one will be coming soon to the Tiffany Theater. Some other things that they list, Honest Thief and Let Him Go, some upcoming attractions coming to the Tiffany Theater in Broken Bow. So take advantage of it. Remember those classic movies, those older movies that they are bringing back. They are at a discounted price, just $2 to view those. So take the family out. Support the Tiffany Theater. Can't emphasize that enough. Support them and enjoy a night at the movies.
All right. Now we're going to be giving you a chance to win a ticket to the movies, to the Tiffany Theater.
Okay.
Last time we asked our folks out there to call in and just tell us what their favorite movie of all times was.
Okay.
And it was A Wonderful Life.
Yeah.
And
I think that was the answer we got.
Oddly enough, when my wife and I were in, I guess, a cabin a weekend or two ago, there was a VCR player there, and we watched What a Wonderful Life, and it was very, very good.
Nice.
Yeah. Kind of was strange that it was that.
Wow, a
that
VCR.
week.
That had to be kind of cool to play a VCR tape.
Well, it was one of those fancy players that it would play the DVD on one side and the
VCR
tape
on the other. Oh, yeah.
Yeah. And we watched that, and then also on the DVD side, we watched the history of our state capitol.
Wow.
It was very good.
Well, good.
Anyway, it was just weird that somebody would call in that movie, and then we watched it that weekend.
Yeah.
So call in 872-2801 and tell us your all-time favorite movie and win yourself a ticket to the Tiffany Theater. We will put you on the air, but we'll be nice. There's the phone ringing right now. Let's just find out who we have here this morning. Good morning. You're on The Breakfast Show. Who are we talking to?
Cheryl Ritchie.
Cheryl, how are you doing?
I'm good.
Good.
Sitting in the middle of a cornfield.
Oh. And you're not doing that just for fun, are you? You're there to wait for a combine to come by?
Yeah, that's what they tell me to do.
Cheryl. Well, I'm glad that you're listening and that maybe we can send you the movies when you're done with all this hard work you're doing.
That'd be great.
All right. What was your all-time favorite movie?
Oh, I'm old. It'd have to be Gone with the Wind.
Oh,
yes,
that is a
classic.
classic. Yes, in color and really long. Yes.
And long, yes.
Yeah. Well, Cheryl,
yeah, I like that one.
That is a good one. That is a classic. And we appreciate your listenership. We appreciate you calling in. So stop by and pick up the ticket when it's handy for you.
Okay.
All right.
Will do.
And be safe out there, okay?
Oh, sure will.
All right.
Bye.
You bet. Oh, that was a nice call. Sitting there waiting for the combine to come by and fill up the loader wagon there. So,
Gone with the Wind was great. I mean, a classic. But the Carol Burnett parody of Gone with the Wind, that's right up there for me, too.
Well, yeah.
Have you seen that?
I have not seen that.
You haven't?
No.
Oh, man. I think they call it Went with the Wind, if I remember right. But there is a scene where Carol Burnett comes down the steps. You know, in Gone with the Wind, I think they make the dress like out of the curtains, if I remember right, or something. Well, Carol Burnett comes down the steps with a dress made out of curtains, but they leave the curtain rod in it. And she's coming down the steps.
Oh,
and
wow.
it is funny. It's a classic, too.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, Gone with the Wind was a monster success, and technically at that time huge because it was so long, and it was in color, and it just broke a lot of new ground. But it was a great film, and I'm glad that we have a winner here this morning. Thanks for listening. We'll take a time out, and while we take the time out, we'll get a hold of the hospital here in Broken Bow. Stay tuned.
The work of a farmer is irreplaceable. They work long, hard hours and battle adverse conditions. As they spend their days in the fields, Bruning Bank wishes them a safe and successful harvest. Thank you to the farmers, ranchers, and all who work in agriculture to produce food for families and communities around the world. At Bruning Bank, we are proud to have strong roots in agriculture and to have the opportunity to work with area producers. Bruning Bank. Build, grow, thrive. Member FDIC.
It's that special time of year at Bow Bootery. It's time for trade-in days. Bring in those old shoes, purses, hats, and boots that you have and trade them in on something new. They have lots of great new fall shoes and fashion boots that want to go home with you. Make your feet happy and take some home and clear some space in the closet too. Trade-in days going on right now at Bow Bootery on the square in Broken Bow.
Is my farm completely insured? Am I covered when I drive my ATV from field to field? Do I have all locations I farm covered for liability? This is Chip with Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency. I have found over the years that most of us let our insurance policies renew year after year and never take the time to see if we are adequately protected. Let's sit down and review your coverage today. Call Nebraska Owners Insurance Agency at 308-836-2201.
8:15, as we have been able to connect here this morning with Veronica Smid, who is the CEO at Jenny M. Melham Hospital, and our good friend Mandy. They're in a conference call with us.
Yay.
And I'd like to say a special good morning to my very good friend Veronica. Veronica, how you doing?
I'm good, Dave. How are you?
Oh, just feeling friendly. How about you? Good.
That means you're good and healthy then.
Yes, everything's good here, and I know you guys are busy. I assume we're going to talk a little bit. Brent brought this up earlier. October is Breast Awareness, Cancer Awareness Month, and I assume you want to talk about that a little bit this morning.
Yes, I would like Mandy to talk about the importance of mammal screenings and what we have to offer here.
Okay, and then Veronica, do you mind if we talk to you about how things are as far as our COVID-19 situation?
Yes, I'd be happy to.
Okay, well, let's start with Mandy because she's got radio experience, so she's ready to go here. Mandy, how you doing?
Great. How are you guys?
We're good. It's good to hear your voice. I know you're very dedicated to this process of hopefully early detection for breast cancer, right where you can maybe get the job done in the early stages, not later. So talk about what you can do for folks.
That is true. We have the most current technology here at Jenny Melham. We have a great 3D mammogram machine. So we just want to reach out and let everybody know that at this time we are still able to get everyone in for their yearly screening mammograms. And I know there's been some confusion with that with all the COVID, and with the new health directives, there might be times that we won't be able to screen patients if the hospital's full, but we'll do our best to get people in. So they just need to call their doctors if they think it's time, and we'll get them taken care of.
All right. And Mandy, you've been in this field for quite a while now. I know that the technology keeps getting better and better, but the machine you have is state-of-the-art, right with the curve, able to detect things. Can you kind of explain some of the advantages having this technology that you have to be able to spot troubles? Because, in years back, even after the test, sometimes people were fooled.
Right. This machine takes actually slices of people's breasts, almost like a CAT scan machine, if people are familiar with having that test done. Mm-hmm. So we actually still only take 4 images, but while we're taking the 4 images, there's a part of the machine that moves, and so it's actually capturing 15 images. And the software cuts it into 1 millimeter slices so that radiologists can see every millimeter of the patient's breast.
Mm-hmm.
And that way they can see through dense tissue that used to make it so they couldn't see masses at times. It also answers a lot more questions that helps keep people from getting called back for additional imaging.
Okay.
It still happens, but the rate has been cut down quite a bit.
Yeah, and that's a good thing. Getting that call is always a little bit unsettling. A lot of the times it turns out to be just fine, but where you don't have that, you've reduced that need to make that call. That's certainly a benefit as well.
That's correct. And we like to explain to patients that frequently when they get called back, we can prove that what they're looking at is benign through additional imaging.
Mm-hmm.
So we're trying to do that to keep people from getting biopsies that will turn out normal. So they don't have to wait and go through that and be anxious.
Yeah, that is great. Let's face it, it's come a long way. And nationally, we're doing better with breast cancer, the fight against breast cancer, but still, a long ways to go. But that early detection is such a big factor.
Yes, it really changes the type of and the amount of treatment that people need. So we really encourage people to come in and get their screenings when their doctor recommends they do that. Yeah, the technology's come a long ways in the 25 years I've been doing mammograms. It's amazing.
Well, I can't believe that. 25, you're probably only 28 years old.
No, shocking, isn't it?
Well, that's great. That experience is, I'm sure, appreciated at the hospital. Now, you mentioned, everything's fluid right now, but typically, do you start with the doctor to set up the exam, the scan, or they call you? How does that work?
Right. They need to start with the doctor because we have to have an order from a doctor to do any kind of radiology exam.
Okay.
So if they can just have their doctor send an order over, they can either have their doctor schedule their appointment or they can call and schedule themselves once we have an order.
All right. That seems logical and the way to go. We don't have to drive to any other town to do this. We're right here in Custer County, so that is appreciated to have state-of-the-art right here in the center of Custer County. Brent, did you have any questions?
Well, yeah, I kind of had a question, and maybe this would be for Veronica, but you talk about this machine, and I'm assuming that to get a machine such as this to the Melham Medical Center, it's more than just filling out a form and say, hey, send us one. I'm guessing it's got to be funded, and I'm just kind of curious about that process. If grants were involved or how you're able to fund this up-to-date technology.
Yeah, so there's a variety of ways that happens. Much of what occurs here that we do at Melham to keep things updated, it's a commitment of the board and us to just make sure that we're bringing the most up-to-date state-of-the-art to the area. So we commit to that, but then find ways of funding it. So again, Melham is blessed. We are financially strong as a hospital, but we do take advantage of any grants that are available that we qualify for. So we have been recipients of Helmsley grants in the past for various projects as we update our equipment. So there's a variety of ways that you'll see hospitals and medical facilities fund these things. And, like I said, we have been able to take advantage of some grants, but for the most part, it's because of the great stewardship of this medical center that has occurred over the number of years that has made us financially strong and able to do that.
Yeah. Well, we appreciate that because I know that staying up to date with the technology is very important.
Yeah, and a ever-going goal to stay up to speed is not only going to cost some money, you just have to be on top of it. I wonder, ladies, we're running some some ads right now, some tips about breast cancer because it is Breast Cancer Awareness Month, and one of the things I think that it's talked about on the air is self-examination, both for men and women, because sometimes we think breast cancer is only a woman's problem, probably majority, but there is many cases each year of men having breast cancer as well. So, I would imagine the first step is to kind of take care of yourself with, self-examination, and then go and see the doc if something's a little bit off.
Correct. Some people don't realize that we actually do mammograms on men as well. We just don't do as many because we don't screen men like we do women. We only do men when there's a problem.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. All right. Well, Mandy, thanks so much. At age 28, you're pretty knowledgeable. Appreciate it.
Thanks for the compliment, Dave.
Anytime. Now we're going to talk with Veronica, who CEO of the hospital, has a lot of responsibilities. Right now, one of the ones that everybody's thinking about is COVID-19, and you were kind enough, Veronica, to talk to us a while back about the situation at the hospital. Where do we stand right now?
So currently, we do continue to be in a state of surge, that's terminology that we use, and that just means that we are having an influx of patients that are really taxing our standard resources. So we are having to look at different ways of meeting patients' needs with staffing up and looking at possibly the need to reduce services so we can redeploy staff from the outpatient areas to take care of the more acute and emergent situations. As it stands today, and again, this can change very quickly, we do have 5 positive COVID patients in our hospital receiving care, and we have a COVID unit that we're operating and we're staffing, and we can take up to 7 positive COVID patients. So we've been running at that 4 to 5. We have topped out at 6 at one point in the last 2.5 weeks. We continue to be able to transfer patients out, which that's a very good thing to be able to do that. It is taking longer for us to find a bed in the state of Nebraska. So our staff is doing a phenomenal job in working through what's being presented to them in this situation. But we, on a daily basis, we are evaluating where we are at and what our resources are for what is currently presented to us. So it's a very fluid situation for us as we try to address the needs of what's being presented to us.
Well, thanks for explaining that. It's good to hear that you can at least get people transferred, even though it takes a little longer, because if you didn't have anywhere to go with some of these patients, then you would be full in a hurry. So in other words, you're kind of on the edge here, and in the meantime, you're able to offer all the hospital services that you normally do in a very careful way, if I understand you correctly.
Yes, and we are we're trying to be able to do that. Again, managing the limited resources that we have as a rural healthcare facility, but it is important to understand that there may be a time that we will have to reduce some services to get through more of a peak. Mm-hmm. It has been helpful to have Governor Ricketts come out and do some directed health measures for the hospitals, so that those larger hospitals that we would be transferring to maintain some bed availability for the more acute patients that need to be transferred out. So that hopefully will help us. We have, we continue to really request of the public to use the tools that we have in our public health measures, which we all have them memorized, right? Wear a mask, good hand hygiene, socially distance. Particularly in the next 2 weeks, we're really hearing that if we can really kind of hunker down and use, and I'm not saying lock down and don't go anywhere, I'm saying be smart and use these tools that we do have in the masks and the hand hygiene and socially distancing to hopefully slow the spread. of it. So that is that's where we're at right now. Until we have a vaccine, we have all we have is public health measures to try to get us through this bump in this.
Yeah, and I really appreciate that. And as citizens, it's kind of our responsibility, not kind of, it is our responsibility to watch out for one another. And if you read some of the news or try your very best to get reliable news, the next couple of months, 2 to 3 months, are pretty crucial as far as, getting other flus involved here. The typical things you get going into late winter, early spring. It's going to make it a little harder to address all of those different things. So that social distancing and masking might eliminate some of those common things that we don't really need right now.
Yes, and that would be a nice side effect of this too, as we continue to determine what is this going to look like. Again, I can't say it enough. It's very fluid. There has been very limited predictability in what has occurred with this. So we, like I said, we have a great team here that is mindful of what is best for the patient. Our physicians and our advanced practice providers continue to be committed to patient-centered care, what's right for the patient, and we certainly want to be able to take care of our community here locally and then have the resources when they're needed, when they need more care than what we provide.
Veronica, I have a question. As far as coming to the hospital, whether someone has an appointment with a specialist or whatever, the protocols right now at the hospital, are they kind of what they have been, or have they changed a little bit because of what we're going through?
So it is, as far as when you come for an appointment, it is similar to what it's been for the past months. You'll get temped and screened at the front door, and there is a pre-registration process that will be occurring to minimize the time that you do spend in the building. We are requesting that that you not have anybody with you, unless you are someone that needs that supportive person to get the visit accomplished. So if you're, obviously if you're a child, a parent is coming with you, we are allowing for the support person for labor and delivery. So if you're delivering here or you're coming in for an ultrasound at the hospital, we do allow for that support person to come in. But just know that if you're coming in and you're escorting a patient, you will be asked if it's necessary for you to be there to accomplish it. The inpatients, again, that's to essential caregivers or essential support people to the patient. If they're caregivers and they need to be informed about what is going on for when that patient goes home, they are allowed, again, evaluated with each individual situation, and then hardship cases. So we continue to support end-of-life care here. So as a patient-centered process, we will accommodate families in a reasonable number to be able to loved one as they are at the end of life.
Okay. Boy, you've got a lot of things on your plate, Veronica. We appreciate everything that you're doing to do the best to keep us all on the right track here. Is there anything else you wanted to mention this morning that we didn't ask you about?
I don't think so. We talked about everything that's on our mind right now. Again, just working through this process, and I can't stress enough the great team that we have here at Melham. We have been at this for months, and we did the preparatory work before it was hitting us in the spring and over the summer, and now here we are with the patients, and we hadn't had a positive COVID patient until about 2.5 weeks ago in-house in the hospital, and now we are taking care of multiple. So that, obviously can be stressful on our team, and so we look to continue to find ways to support them as we get through this. And, and just as I think it's important for people to understand our hospital typically takes care of just 2 patients a day in-house. Now, we've got the outpatient services and all of that, but in the acute care setting, we generally have an in-house census of 2 patients a day. So this is a very different time for our staff that we're helping them work through. And it's also important that, and I don't know if this has been said, but we actually here at Melham are the critical access hospital in the state with the most inpatient COVID-positive patients right now. And that has been the case for the last 2 weeks. So maybe it will level off for us, and I don't know. I continue to be hopeful, but we just have to do what's right to try to, like I said, use those public health measures to help this be manageable.
Okay. Well, again, in conclusion, if there's anything, if in this fluid situation that you need from us, we're a phone call away, and we appreciate Mandy's information this morning about our breast cancer awareness, and certainly, Veronica, we appreciate all the information you're willing to share with us today.
Absolutely, and please, I know that something that we are concerned about is making sure that during this time of the COVID crisis, that patients aren't delaying their chronic illness care. We want to make sure that they don't have a medical emergency because they've delayed getting services for what they deal with on a normal basis. So any of the preventative and the maintenance things that need to be done, we continue to, you got to go see your doctor. You've got to get those screenings and those things to not have another crisis that you're going to be dealing with. So please make those appointments.
Yeah, that's well said, because, in that case, we're actually giving COVID a chance to affect us, a sidebar effect that is very negative as well if we don't go ahead and take care of those needs as well. So we appreciate you bringing that up.
Thank you, and thanks for helping us get the word out.
We'll be here when you need us, Veronica. Take care of yourselves, and we'll talk to you soon.
All right. Have a great day, you guys.
You too.
Thank you.
You bet.
Bye-bye.
Bye. All right. That shows you what's going on up at the hospital. What's going on is they're doing everything they can to serve the community for this COVID situation, and that's a little startling to have Veronica just put it out in plain words. Out here in outstate Nebraska, we're the highest for numbers in the hospital, and they're right on the brink between 5 and 7 here. So we need to pay attention to those requests to take care of ourselves and be careful out there, and forget about all the jitter-jatter out there about what's right and what's wrong. What's right is taking care of ourselves so that we'll be taking care of everybody else. So that's what we're asking for you here from the Breakfast Show this morning as well. We're going to be visiting with Custer Federal State Bank.
Yes.
In just a moment, and I understand we're going to call Paul Burney via the telephone.
Oh, do you know him?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
I do know of him. I know of him. So we'll find out more about what's happening at the bank. Maybe things have changed there a little bit, maybe not, and some of the services that they will provide no matter what.
And action! It's Dave and Brent getting the action started on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show on KCNI KBBN.
Whether it's a car accident, storm damage, or a fire, when the unthinkable happens, it doesn't matter if you saved money in 15 minutes. In this moment, it doesn't matter if your neighbor has the same insurance you do. In this moment, what matters is that your independent insurance agent and the company that stands behind them have you covered. Auto Owners Insurance, the no-problem people. Visit Universal Insurance in Broken Bow today at uia-brokenbow.com.
For those 62 years of age and for those that are handicapped or disabled regardless of their age, the Grand Generation Manor in Galloway has affordable housing available. An equal housing opportunity provider and employer. They're located at 200 South Grand Avenue in Galloway. The Grand Generation Manor.
The Red Hot Chili Peppers on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. And as promised, we have made contact with Custer Federal State Bank and Mr. Paul Burney. Paul, how you doing?
I'm good. How are you this morning?
Good. Got a question for you.
Okay.
Right
out of the gate. Not even messing around. Just going straight for it.
I'm going for it. I got to find out because Brent was kind of sidewinding, embellishing, avoiding the truth this morning. I accused him of having goop in his hair. He said he didn't have, and then later he admitted that he had sprayed it with some sort of spray, which
Hairspray is not goop. There is a big difference.
If he's trying to, divert from the truth and such, is his face orange by chance?
Is what?
Is his face orange?
His face orange?
No.
Yeah.
Very sneaky, Bernie.
That one was for Brent, wasn't it?
I see where you're going with that. Very sneaky, Paul.
Oh boy, that was a good one, Paul.
Thanks, Dad.
See, I don't go there with Brent because we have to work together every day. But you only see Brent once in a while, so.
That's true.
Well,
I'm always checking on him. I feel like now I should probably lay off.
Yeah. Okay. All right. Well. As long as we're in the political arena here, I'm afraid the PPP loans are somewhat in the political arena, and there's a little confusion out there about that I think you wanted to clear up this morning. And of course, that would be the first round of forgivable loans, we hope, that were dispensed when the COVID first came along. What's some of the confusion you want to clear up this morning?
I think probably the biggest topic right now is the actual application deadline for forgiveness. So when they put out the applications, both out on their website and provided to the lenders, up in the upper right-hand corner, there's like a maturity date of October 31st, 2020, which then kind of spiraled into this fear and panic that was the application deadline and you had to have your forgiveness application in by that date. And so the SBA issued a statement of clarification basically saying that no, the application deadline is not October 31st, 2020. That date is simply on there to comply with what is the Paper Reduction Act. So just to eliminate that confusion. So to be clear on the actual deadline for forgiveness, you have, so the loan forgiveness period is as such. So when your loan originated, that's the start date of origination, obviously, and then you have 24 weeks after the origination plus 10 months to apply for forgiveness. So say your loan forgiveness period coverage ends November 1st, you would technically have then until September 1st of 2021 to apply for forgiveness. So they've just completely opened up the timeline for the forgiveness period on this to allow everybody to utilize the funds and to actually gather the paperwork in order to do so. It's probably much more liberal than it needs to be, but it's better to be that way than too constrictive, which it probably was in the early stages.
Okay. All right. That is important. And I guess the other question then would be, I've heard a little confusion about the amounts, what do I want to call them? No, let's just say you got a $100,000 forgivable loan, PPP loan. Where does that paperwork thing change, or does it anymore, as far as the length of the application for forgiveness?
Oh boy, you're opening a can of worms there, aren't you?
Well, I've heard 50 lately, 50,000. Then I heard 150,000. Originally, I think was thought that you wouldn't be having to do the big long form and all of that. Or do we even know that yet, Paul?
Gonna challenge me here. So, I believe the cutoff for the amount is 150,000 right now. So anything like 150,000 or less, or there's other qualifying criteria that would allow a person to use what they call the easy application.
Okay.
So that's kind of the tipping point there.
All right.
There's still and I hate to go back to this again because it kind of gives this, I hope it's not a false hope, but it might indeed be, that there will still be blanket forgiveness for all loans under $150,000 without any application needing to be submitted. Now, it will take Congress to act on that, and as we know, Congress has kind of been in a holding pattern on a lot of issues lately, so I would not anticipate that happening immediately. Perhaps, I could be wrong. They could act and be done tomorrow, but seems like they've got a lot on their plate at the moment.
Yeah, well, the deadline was for the new loans or help assistance was yesterday. At the end of the day, they didn't make it, so we understand what you're saying there. Now, there's loans that have been available to your ag producers out there, and maybe more to come. Where do we stand there with the ag producers?
As always, we live in agricultural centered location, and we support agriculture just like all our other lenders in our community. We know it's kind of the lifeblood of central Nebraska and our state as a whole. So we use programs that we feel like can help our borrowers and prospective borrowers cash flow, which is always the key to profitability, of course.
Mm-hmm.
So we've got some programs that we utilize as what we call the PLP lender, which is a preferred lender within the USDA criteria, which is the highest level you can achieve as a qualified lender. And within that, we can utilize the guaranteed lending program through the Farm Service Agency, which allows us to extend credit beyond what standard underwriting protocols might dictate. So, for example, if a standard loan-to-value on a real estate loan is 60%, meaning that a person would need to come up with 40% down or additional collateral in the form of real estate in order to achieve that 60% loan-to-value, that can be a pretty large collateral requirement. And we understand that, especially young and beginning people, and these times with where the commodity prices have been and the kind of stress on agriculture in the last few years, it can be difficult to arrive at. So with a guaranteed loan, we can actually go up to 100% loan to value if we can get qualified for the guarantee, which is, again, all goes back to cash flow. And then additionally, we can offer terms out to even go up to 40 years. We don't typically do that. Usually 30 years is enough of a amortization period to help an operation cash flow to a higher level. And then when we have these guarantees in place, we have the ability then to seek out, we can provide long-term fixed interest rates for the life of the loan. So you can have 100% loan to value on real estate on a 30-year term with a 30-year fixed rate. So it's a pretty advantageous program, and we make a lot of these loans here in central Nebraska and around the state, and have some interest from outside the state. So
wow, okay. Boy, Paul, I didn't think back when you were spinning around on your skateboard out front there with your skateboard look and everything going on, that I'd be talking banker talk with you someday on the radio.
That kid's still in me. I like to get out to the mountains and snowboard every year, and I've half threatened to build a half pipe in my barn. So that kid still exists.
Oh, that's good to hear.
Yeah.
All right. Anything different at the bank as far as how you're doing things? We were just talking with Veronica Smith up at the hospital, and we're spiking. We have a lot more cases reported. Is that changing the way you guys are doing anything at all?
We're much like everyone else, I think, in the community at this point. I feel like now, Luke Basin's providing some very specific guidance for us to follow as far as, the impact of masks, the impact of being within in a confined space with other people for more than 15 minutes with less than 6 feet of social distancing. So we're utilizing those protocols here as far as anybody coming in the bank wearing a mask. If we're in an office with somebody else, we're wearing a mask. So as far as that goes, that's really we haven't changed. We're just kind of abiding to that same procedure as of now, which seems, I know cases are on the rise, and we're just being mindful of that, and also recognizing that, it's an inevitability that, maybe somebody within our bank or a customer that's been in the bank's going to be faced with testing positive, and we'll deal with that when it comes. But we're just trying to, like everybody else, minimize the spread and do our part.
Yeah, that's good to hear. And I think we've all heard of or had, a situation where there's a test and then you have a sigh of relief, but one of these days you may not. So you kind of have to prepare for that. And I know the nice thing about your bank and others is that there's almost nothing that can't be done remotely or by phone or by computer. So if folks aren't comfortable, they don't want to deal with the mass situation or wonder exactly how it's all going to go down, they just get on their laptop or their computer and do business with you.
Absolutely. I mean, we have, digital platforms available in the form of online banking, mobile banking, to mobile deposit, mobile capture. That just technology's opened up the world so that we can do business anytime, anywhere.
All right, Paul. Brent, did you have any questions about hair goop or anything like that?
No, I don't think so. Honestly, I think all the questions that I had, you've kind of asked already. So
good.
Yeah.
Good. Well, good. Paul, thanks a lot. I know you're busy there. Appreciate your time. It's good to know what you're doing there and what you're offering. And look forward to seeing you on a family basis real soon. Had a lot of fun last Friday.
Yeah, that would be good. Looking forward to it as well.
All right. Take care, Paul.
Yep. Thanks, guys. Have a good day.
You too. Yeah, we played this game, it's a game where you kind of have to, it's like options. You go, Brent, I know you don't like blank.
Oh.
And then if I fill in the blank correctly to match your thoughts, then you get the card in, you get to get rid of the card.
Oh, that sounds like fun.
Yeah, but there's some questions that you normally wouldn't ask a person, which are a little uncomfortable. But it was a fun game.
I would like to do that with the staff here.
Oh, God.
That would be kind of, I don't know, be fun and scary at the same time.
If we want to continue to have this unified staff that we're enjoying, I think we'll avoid that game.
All right.
We'll take a time out.
If you're looking for a job you'll love with great pay, benefits, and a flexible schedule, Runza is hiring. The Broken Bow location is hiring for full and part-time hours. Apply online at runza.com/jobs for a job you'll love, making the food you already love. The Broken Bow Runza restaurant is hiring. Visit runza.com/jobs to apply today. Runza makes it all better.
Frontier Family Pharmacy in Broken Bow is open and ready to fulfill your pharmaceutical needs, both prescriptions and over-the-counter. They want to let you know that due to the rising numbers of COVID-19 and their care and concern for the community, they are postponing their open house to a later date. They hope that everyone stays healthy and safe during this time, and their heart goes out to those in the community who have been affected. Open Monday to Friday, 8 to 6, 9 to 1 on Saturday, just south of the square in Broken Bow. Frontier Family Pharmacy.
The Callaway Good Life Center offers a facility with the comforts of home. Services include skilled nursing care, long-term care, respite care, and more. Callaway Good Life Center is a great place to work, offering competitive wages. Call 836-2267 for more information.
All right, 8:57. Now, next half hour, we're going to be talking about some jobs that are available. And we're also going to be talking about, Gibbons Electric. The guy doesn't monkey around.
No, he doesn't.
Get that on. And Warriors of the Light Women's Conference has been changed. So we got a few notes. But we also want to talk about some exciting news concerning coverage of the volleyball, Southwestern Conference volleyball, because there's some things going on around that's pretty cool.
I think so, yeah. You want me to break into that now, or do you want to wait? Do you just want to tease people?
We're going to tease them because we're getting close to news time.
Okay.
Not that usually bothers us, but
correct.
We'll go ahead and take this commercial break, catch up on the news, and come back and tease you some more. Stay tuned.
Are you having a hard time getting moving after your surgery? Call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111. If you have recently undergone surgery to your knee, hip, shoulder, back, or wrist, or having trouble doing the things you love, Call Team Physical Therapy 872-5111. With our highly trained staff in orthopedic rehabilitation, we are committed to getting you moving again. Call us at any of our locations close to you or check us out at myteampt.com, 872-5111.
From indoor and outdoor to out in the field, Ansley Lumber and Supply has what you need for your projects. There's nothing stronger than LP Smart Side siding for your home, and Pella, Marvin, and North Star windows can increase efficiency greatly. They have them. Does your kitchen need a new look? Well, Ansley Lumber has several lines of cabinets to choose from, and they offer quartz and granite countertops. Benjamin Moore Paint can freshen up a look, plus they have metal for your buildings, plus creosote and copper posts. Ansley Lumber and Supply, downtown Ansley.
Winter, spring, summer, or fall. Now all you got to do is call, and I'll be there, yeah, yeah, yeah. You've got a friend.
Sometimes life changes just like the seasons. Do you have the right accounts for where you're at in life? Call or stop by any NSB branch in Broken Bow, Myrna, or Callaway, and they'll be there. Nebraska State Bank, member FDIC.
You've got a friend.
You are listening to the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show. Go, go, go! On KCNI, KBBN, Broken Bow, Nebraska.
CBS News Brief. White House Chief of Staff Mark Meadows says the Treasury Secretary and House Speaker are still in talks on a COVID stimulus bill. He's optimistic they can
break down this log jam that seems to exist that's stopping relief from getting to the American people.
He told Fox he hopes they'll reach a deal within 48 hours. A CDC report sheds new light on deaths during the pandemic. CBS's Vicki Barker.
Nearly 300,000 more Americans have died this year than would be expected in a typical year, and 2/3 of these were from COVID-19.
Archaeologists say they found a set of human remains 3 feet deep at a cemetery in Oklahoma. KOTV's Amy Sanchik.
Scientists say they'll be looking for signs of trauma, things like burning or gunshot wounds, before making any determination about whether this person died in the Tulsa Race Massacre.
Hundreds of black people are believed to have been killed in 1921. CBS News Brief. I'm Deborah Rodriguez.
From the Fox Sports Studios in Los Angeles, here's Deb Carson.
It was the Dodgers taking Game 1, 8-3 over the Rays as the World Series got underway last night from Arlington, Texas. Winning pitcher Clayton Kershaw.
It's great to get this series going with a win. That's the biggest thing, for us, just to get going, get that first game. It's always important to get that first game of a series, and just for me personally, it's awesome, to get to pitch well and get a win in a World Series. Like you said, I'm just thankful for another opportunity.
That was Kershaw on Fox TV after the win. Through 6 strong innings, he did get run support this time around from his team. Cody Bellinger and Mookie Betts each with home runs. And Mookie Betts stole 2 bases in 1 inning and is the first player to do that in a World Series since Babe Ruth did it back in 1921. Carolina Panthers will reportedly reopen their team facility today. They haven't had any more positive COVID-19 tests since Monday, so their Sunday game against the Saints looks to be a go at this point.
Here's your weatherology forecast. For today, look for partly sunny skies, those high temperatures working up into the upper 50s. Winds becoming breezy, turning to the south. Then for tonight, mostly cloudy, a chance for some late night showers, a low of 40. For the day on Thursday, cloudy skies to start. Could see some partial sunshine into the afternoon, mid-50s for high temperatures. And for your Friday, we're back into the upper 30s. From the Weatherology Weather Center, I'm staff meteorologist Michael Caro.
Hi, everybody. This is Roger Sloan with the Lillian Church of Christ. My mission is to, 1, encourage you to grow in your relationship with God, 2, make Jesus Lord, that means boss of your life, and 3, invite you to worship Him as you attend your church on Sunday. Of course, if you're looking for a church home or if you want some help with any of these 3 things, give us a call, 872-2618, where we love to share Jesus.
9:03 is your time. 37 degrees outside this morning, kind of sitting there on that 37. And can see the trees moving around a little bit out there, so wind's picking up. This just in, the electrical department is working on an outage that happened this morning at North 9th to Paulson Road and back to the Airport Road. those areas will be off until they can find the problem and get it fixed. So they're aware of that. No need to call now. The electrical department is working on an outage that happened this morning in Broken Bow, or outside of Broken Bow, on North 9th to Paulson Road and back to the Airport Road. These areas will be off and on until they get the problem fixed. So if off and on is the case, I would recommend you turn everything off that you don't need to avoid damage to any of your appliances and gadgets. So that's unfortunate. They're working on it. All right. We experimented with this, the Broken Bow ladies volleyball matchup. Was that last week?
Yes, last Thursday.
Last Thursday. A dynamite game with Kearney Catholic.
It was pretty good.
It was really good.
Yeah.
And we were able to bring you video and audio at the same time, thanks to Viero Wireless, our new partner, and our partners here in the studios, Gavin and Jeremy, and all the participating sponsors that we've partnered with to make that experiment available. Well, it blew up. It went bananas.
In a good way.
Yes. Yeah. It would have blown up in a bad way if things wouldn't have worked.
Yes.
And we're learning. We're learning as we go, and we're finding it really exciting. So the ladies are going to Southwest Conference, and that will include Cozad and some of the other teams we'll be covering in McCook, Nebraska.
That is correct.
And some of the games will be played at the community college there, some of them at the high school, I understand.
Correct. Yeah.
The ones we're covering, I think, will be in the community college.
Yes, that's where Broken Bow will start the tournament. They're the top seed, and they will play Cozad at McCook Community College, and then the winner will advance out into the semifinals and would play the rest of their matches at the college.
All right.
Yes.
Well, we hope that happens. But here's the deal. Going into a place that we don't know for sure all about the internet connections and so forth. Now, Viero has provided us with the equipment to hook up, and the coverage down there is good. I talked with them yesterday. So we're making all the right moves here, thanks to Viero. And the college, Gavin's going to contact a helper down there today. So we're experimenting again, but we're trying to take some of the experiment out of it because so many people want to watch and listen, and it's a great combination. The other part of that is some people be working.
Yes.
And so the radio coverage is much needed for folks out there in those cornfields that we were talking about this morning, and in the businesses and workplaces, so you can listen to it while you work. Can't work real well if you're glued to a screen.
Correct.
So we got the best of two worlds there. The other part of it is we got a call yesterday from the Tiffany Theater, and they wanted to know whether they could show the stream on the big screen.
Oh, wow.
At the Tiffany Theater. We said, well, sure.
Wow, cool.
Well, sure. And they're going to do that with no admission charge.
Wow.
But they'll have concessions there. So hopefully you'll stop in and watch it. Stay socially distanced properly. They'll make sure of that. And have some popcorn and some pop and different things and watch the game on the big screen with Larry Cotner's call.
Yes, Larry is going to go cover the Southwest Conference tournament for us. He'll be there, and we'll be doing all the Broken Bow matches, and it'll start at 2 o'clock in the afternoon against Cozad. As we mentioned, the winner advances out into the semifinals. And right now, they're showing the approximate time anyway for, say, like the championship match would be 7 o'clock. And so Larry's going to cover that for us because, as you know, Broken Bow has a football game that starts at 7 o'clock on Friday night. So Kurt Crowley and I will be calling that. That'll be on KCNI 1280 AM and 96.3 FM. So you can get the best of both worlds. You can keep track of how the girls are doing with Southwest Conference volleyball, and you can listen to the Broken Bow football team as well. We'll have you covered both ways. Also, another big event happening on Friday is the State Cross Country Championships. And we're going to be there doing reports on all of our area athletes who have qualified. Hopefully, maybe an interview or two as well we'll be able to secure while we're down there. So we'll be having those reports filter in during the course of the afternoon to try to keep you up to date with state cross country. Classes D and C run first, and that's really where all of our area kids are. So we'll just kind of concentrate on those two classes as far as our reports go. And then, we'll have Southwest Conference volleyball video streamed as well as live on the radio. And then we will have Broken Bow football for you on the radio, as we always do, on KCNI 1280 AM and 96.3 FM Friday evening.
All right.
Does that sum up the day?
That sums up Friday, but we still have Thursday to bring to you 3 football games on Thursday, 8-man action.
Yes, the Class D1 and D2 playoffs begin tomorrow. And so we have tapped into just about everybody we can find to help us out here. We're somehow going to get hope to get 3 games on the air for you of our area teams. And on KBBN 95.3 FM and KBBN.com, we're planning a doubleheader. Sandhill Thetford is going to host Axtell at 5 o'clock in Dunning. So Gavin Higgins, with the help of Kurt Crawley, going to call that one for you on KBBN radio at 5. And then immediately following that, we're going to go to Cedar Rapids, Nebraska. I'm excited. I'm going to reunite with my old partner, Mr. Daryl Sybrin. I think is going to go along with me, and we're going to call the Ansley Litchfield Riverside game, which is scheduled for 7 o'clock kickoff. So the Sandhill Thetford game should be kind of coming to the end or so, and then we'll get you right over to Ansley Litchfield and Riverside. Kickoff for that is at 7 o'clock. So that'll be the doubleheader on KBBN, 95.3 FM and KBBN.com. And then Larry Cotner, who, as we mentioned, is going to be in McCook on Friday. Well, he's going to go that direction a day earlier, and he's going to go all the way to Binkelman for us because that's where Anselmo Myrna is going to be taking on Dundee County Stratton. And so we're going to air that game for you on KCNI 1280 AM and 96.3 FM, also on the web at KCNI1280.com. And Larry will call that one for you, spend the night in McCook, and then go do the volleyball on Friday for us. So obviously we can't thank enough the sponsors who make all of this coverage possible. That's the only reason we're able to do this. I shouldn't say the only reason. Another reason is because of our talent pool, which I, as the sports director, am so thankful for. I mean, Larry, he's a vet, man.
He's a pro.
How long has Larry been doing this? Oh. So, we've got people like Larry, and Gavin and Jeremy are just incredible. And those guys have been so great helping with our sports coverage. And then to incorporate people like Kurt Crowley and Daryl Sybrin into the mix, I think just continues to enhance our coverage and the presentation of it. So because of the crew that we have and the sponsors, we're going to try to pull it off on Thursday and Friday. And I think we'll do it.
We'll do it, and we'll do it even actually a man short because Jeremy has a family obligation that he has to go to, and so he will be unable to take part in the play-by-play and color calling, which he is getting so good at. But we completely understand he has a family obligation. So even with Jeremy sidelined, we're going to pull it off thanks to the talent pool you mentioned. And I know that Kurt Crawley and Coach Patch are already thinking about wrestling.
Yeah, I'm sure Mick is wondering right now. I wonder if Apperson has the wrestling schedule put together yet. No, Mick, I don't.
It'll be a little while.
Yes, once we get through volleyball and football here, we'll get to work on that. But and we'd also like to send out a special thanks to Major League Baseball for not scheduling the World Series on Thursday so that Kurt Crowley could go out and help us with a game. We appreciate that.
Well, he's probably a happy boy today.
I'm sure he is. The Dodgers looked pretty good last night.
They did. I will admit, not watching much baseball. Watching these two guys last night start the game throwing, 96, 100 miles an hour was pretty impressive, kind of fun to watch. Although I'm not sure the Dodgers should have won that, but they did.
Really?
What are we going to do about it?
I don't. They kind of dominated,
yeah, they
didn't
did.
they?
They did. So that's that.
Yeah,
that's
that
the
sets
tease.
up the next 2 days for you.
All right, we're going to get a little music going for you. When we come back, we're going to tell you about some job opportunities. Meantime, it's Whiskey Myers and Rolling Stone on the Get Up and Go Breakfast Show.
Other banks charge fees on savings and checking accounts. Doesn't sound good, does it? Capital One reimagined banking. So it sounds more like this. With Capital One, you can open an account with no fees or minimums in 5 minutes. Get started now at a Capital One location or online. Sound good to you? This is banking reimagined. What's in your wallet?
For consumers only. Approval required. Offered by Capital One N.A. member FDIC. Copyright 2018 Capital One.
Today on Hey Culligan, cleaner, safer drinking water. We got Chris in Cleveland.
Hey Culligan, I have a water pitcher. Is that safe?
Basic water pitchers are, let's say, passable, but a Culligan reverse osmosis system can do way more and help reduce lead, arsenic, something called pesticide runoff.
Hey Culligan?
Yeah, Chris?
I'll take one of those reverse
osmosis to get the mostest out of your drinking water? Chris, we're already on the way.
See Tim Wright and Del Moniger, your local Culligan dealers in Broken Bow.
At Barney Health Mart, your locally owned Health Mart pharmacy, they're celebrating the first Husker game with new Husker decor, including garden and large house flags. They have awesome decorative mailbox covers, too. How about a football napkin holder with some Nebraska napkins? To make it even sweeter, these Husker items and many more are 20% off this week. The Big Red will be back this Saturday. Cheer them on with savings from Barney Health Mart, downtown Broken Bow. Health Mart, caring for you and about you.
At the Grocery Cart Meat Department, they're celebrating Pork Month with their awesome customers by offering great prices on pork products. Make sure you stop in soon to see all they carry. They're proud to have Hormel Natural Choice Pork, which is 100% natural with no antibiotics, no preservatives, and no added hormones. Today's pork is more sustainable than ever. A recent report found that U.S. pork contributed to only 1/3 of 1% of greenhouse gas emissions. Pork provides protein, B vitamins, and thiamine to our diets. Plus, it's naturally low in sodium. The United States is the third largest pork-producing country, and one market hog provides 371 servings of pork. The Grocery Cart is happy to offer you quality pork products, including pork butt, Boston butt pork roast, pork loins, pork chops, and of course, their own pork breakfast sausage. Grocery Cart wishes you a happy Pork Month and hopes to see you at the meat department soon.
9:20 is your time. Now, Brent's going to bring you some facts about job opportunities and other things, and I'm going to go in between those with little bits of information that really aren't so important but might be interesting to you.
Okay. Well, the first fact that we want to pass your way is the fact that the Warriors of the Light Women's Conference, which was scheduled for this weekend, has been postponed and moved back to May 22nd of next year due to COVID concerns. So we want to make sure that you are aware of that. Warriors of the Light Women's Conference, originally scheduled for this Saturday at the One Box Convention Center in Broken Bow, that has been postponed. Now, it's not been canceled. We want to stress that. Just been postponed and moved back to next year, and they'll do it in the spring, now scheduled for May 22nd of 2021. The schedule and makeup of the speakers, I've been told, is going to stay the same, but it will not take place this weekend and has been moved to May 22nd. So we want to make sure that you're aware of that.
Call it Ocean's 11 Raccoon Edition. A pair of trash can pandas managed to break into a closed Chase Bank in Redwood City, California. The thought of getting rich likely was not what drew them in. They seemed to be keen on an open box of almond cookies. A few computer screens and papers were knocked over in the process. How they got into the bank would make even the best bank robbers jealous. A Humane Society rep said they climbed up a tree next to the bank, got into the building's air ducts, and fell through the ceiling tiles.
Wow.
It took animal control about 10 minutes to get them out of the building as raccoon bank robbers. Brent?
Thank you, Dave. Next story. Circle V Stitch and Post, Broken Bow, Nebraska, located just north of town out on Paulson Road. Hey, if you're looking for a great, wonderful, special, personalized gift for any occasion, whether it's an anniversary for someone coming up, a wedding, maybe a baby shower,
They can do some really neat things at Circle V Stitch and Post with their quality custom embroidery service. You can personalize things like afghans and towel sets. So check with Velma to see what she can put together for you for a very unique and personalized gift. And as we come into the cooler weather, maybe you want to make some jackets or hats or something that have your business logo on them. Well, Circle V Stitch and Post can really make that stand out. So check with them today, located north of Broken Bow out on Paulson Road. And the phone number to call to get your creation started today is 872-6173.
That's just in. 141 years ago today, Thomas Edison perfected a workable electric light at his lab in New Jersey. Years later, Edison reflected on the rapid developments that followed his invention.
Thank you, Dave. Folks, the Garden Center in Broken Bow, they are open for you Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5:30. They're open on Saturday as well from 10 until 2. You want to make sure that that lawn is ready to go as we get into the winter season. Of course, we got more snow, I think, coming in this weekend. So if you're still wondering if you can do or need to do something to that lawn to make sure that it's healthy and ready to make it through the winter time, make sure you stop into the Garden Center in Broken Bow and talk to them about what needs to be done. They've got all the supplies to make sure that lawn is healthy going into the winter time. Also, the Garden Center is decked out with all kinds of wonderful fall decor items, pumpkin decor, wall hangings, pheasants, plus, of course, real pumpkins and gourds are available too. So check it out at the Garden Center in Broken Bow. Open now Tuesday through Friday, 10 to 5:30, and open on Saturday from 10 to 2.
Breaking news here at the Breakfast Show studio. A big happy birthday goes out to Judge Judy. Judge Judy was born on this day in 1942, 78 years ago today. And Judge Judy has announced that she will be retiring next year. Back to you, Brent.
Dave, thank you. We want to talk about people who don't monkey around. Judge Judy's kind of like that if you've ever watched her show. She don't monkey around. Neither does Gibbons Electric of Ansley, Nebraska. They do not monkey around when it comes to electricity, nor do you want them to. For your jobs, big or small, give Andy a call. He'll come out, take a look at the project, give you a free estimate, and he can specialize in just about anything and everything, residential, commercial, agricultural, offering over 15 years of experience and eager to go to work for you. Call 308-763-1193. When you deal with Gibbons Electric, you know that they don't monkey around.
Today, ladies and gentlemen, this just in, more breaking news. It's National Pumpkin Cheesecake Day. Everyone else is doing something with pumpkin these days. It's a New York cheesecake with pumpkin pie filling mixed in. Or you can get fancy and layer it. Either way, you have a lot of, and if you have a lot of time to kill, the average pumpkin cheesecake takes about 5 hours to make, and then you have to cool it down. Recipes available online. Back to you, Brent.
Wow. Dave, thank you. Hey, job opportunities available right here in our listening area. Check them all out at sandhillsexpress.com. Go to the employment page. And when you go there, here's what you will find. Career opportunities available now at Callaway Good Life Center. Part or full-time positions available for LPNs and RNs. They have a night charge nurse shift available, day shift medication nurse, and possibly other duties for the right applicant. Also, part and full-time positions available on all shifts for CNAs and MAs, and a dietary part-time cook position available as well. Competitive wages and benefits on all positions. This is a small-skilled nursing facility that strives to create a home-like and friendly environment for both residents and staff. For an application and to find out more, you can go to their website at CallawayGoodLife.com. You can also call 836-2267 or email them at CallawayGoodLife@gpcom.net. Ed Lashley with Redfern Electric, based in Callaway. They provide electrical service throughout central Nebraska, and they are looking for dependable, reliable job candidates. Whether you're just getting started at the entry level or you're an experienced electrician, they want to hear from you. Redfern Electric offers health benefits plus vacation and holiday pay, competitive wages, and company pickups. Call Ed at 402-641-2782 or 836-2254. You can also email redfernelectric@yahoo.com for more information. Adams Land and Cattle in Broken Bow currently hiring seasonal and full-time positions for their feeding, heavy equipment, and farming teams with hiring bonuses up to $5,000. Adams offers competitive wages and a full benefits package with medical, dental, paid time off, and a company match 401k. Visit their website at adamslandandcattle.com for additional information on their career opportunities. And be sure to stay connected by following Adams Land and Cattle on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. And finally, the Nebraska Department of Transportation is currently accepting applications for a highway maintenance worker in Broken Bow. For a full job description or to apply, go to statejobs.nebraska.gov. A reminder that an online state application must be completed, and if you need accommodation in the selection process, you can notify Nebraska State personnel at 402-471-2075. The state of Nebraska is an equal opportunity veterans preference employer, and you can find all of this information on sandhillsexpress.com by going to the Help Wanted page.
Again, the electrical department in Broken Bow working on an outage that happened this morning at North 9th to Paulson Road and back to the Airport Road. These areas will be off and on till they get that problem fixed. They are aware of it. Also, just in, International Day of the Nacho. You had us at Nacho. Fill your day and your plate with gooey, cheesy nachos, one of America's favorite Tex-Mex treats. Now,
love nachos.
Fun fact for you, nachos were invented in 1943 in a tiny Mexican town right across the border from Fort Duncan in Texas. They were a huge hit with U.S. soldiers before they became your game go-to treat.
Uh-huh. Neat. 1943, you said?
Yes.
The nacho came to existence.
It's a fact here on The Breakfast Show. We'll be back with more information from Brent Apperson with more facts and fury here on the show.
Oh, yeah. Heavy metal. Light metal, shiny metal, rusty metal, long metal, short metal. We buy it all. Myers Iron Salvage. Open 6 days a week, 8 to 6. That's 60 hours a week. So get off your brass and get the lead out to Myers Iron Salvage, west of Broken Bow on Rhino Road. Or call 308-880-0309 to talk to the Iron Man.
Need insurance? Call Troxel Insurance, 872-6996.
7 days a week, when you're looking for a home-cooked meal, look no further than the Tumbleweed Cafe on East Highway 2. They feature daily lunch specials that are a great pick-me-up in the middle of your day. Don't forget, you can order online and pick up too, or make use of their handy drive-thru for extra fast, home-style food. They love serving Central Nebraska with the classics, from burgers and fries to chicken fried steak and pies at the Tumbleweed Cafe, East Highway 2, Broken Bow.
This just in, NASA lands a spacecraft on an asteroid. True.
On an asteroid?
Why reach for the stars when you can reach for asteroids?
Oh, wow.
NASA has landed a spacecraft on an asteroid for the first time ever. The goal is to collect samples to bring back to Earth. Scientists think the space rock contains some building blocks that created the solar system.
Ooh.
But the news isn't all that rosy yet. It'll be a few days before NASA knows if they were successful in actually grabbing the samples. And if they were successful, the materials will not return to Earth until 2023. Takes a while to travel that far.
Apparently.
How do you know you landed on an asteroid or that far away?
I have no idea.
What else you got for us? More facts?
Okay. Well, yes. Hey, what is today? This is the 21st?
Wednesday the 21st.
Okay. Well, if you want to take advantage of the Chamber Meal Deal, a dinner for two meal kit, then you need to get your order in today. The Broken Bow Chamber of Commerce is proud to introduce the Chamber Meal Deal. For $25, you can pick up a dinner kit for 2, and you can pick it up tomorrow. But you got to get your orders in by today if you haven't already. In your kit, you will receive 2 flash frozen New York strip steaks, approximately 8 ounces each, 2 russet potatoes to bake, canned vegetables, and 2 dinner rolls. Tickets are available now by calling 872-5691 or stop in at the Chamber office located at 424 South 8th Avenue in Broken Bow. Dinner kits will need to be pre-ordered no later than noon today. Pickup at the Chamber office will take place tomorrow from 4 to 7. If you have any questions, give them a call. You can also go to Broken Bow Chamber Facebook page for the link to order online.
This just in, there may be the possibility of a Billy Cam.
Oh, my.
During the Southwest Conference volleyball tournament. And if so...
If Billy's there.
If Billy's there, there will hopefully be a Billy Cam that can be set up ahead of time. Jeremy did that on the fly last time. Also, we're trying to think of a way to turn the Billy Cam into a fundraiser for nonprofit needs.
That's cool.
So be watching for that. And then also, of course, be watching at that same time for Thomas McCaslin, as he may be sitting near Billy again, chomping on popcorn. At least 3 bags consumed at the last game. We'll see if he can break that record for the Southwest Conference tournament action. Thomas McCaslin, popcorn eater extraordinaire, will be hopefully by Billy Bales so we can see whether he can break the popcorn record.
And if Thomas McCaslin is listening, those comments from David J. Burney only. I want to stress that.
Why, you need your oil change or something?
No, well, I might need their services, yes, and I want to be on good terms with Thomas and the gang there.
Well, let's just give him a plug. If you bought a car with less than 100,000 miles that qualifies, you get a warranty forever. But in this case, you probably won't now.
Me?
Yeah, because I already got my car.
Oh, that's why you're making these comments. You got what you wanted out of them.
Yeah. Isn't that what it's all about?
It's the way the world works.
Yeah, it's all about me. Talk to you tomorrow.